Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Taisha with Organized Plans. I want to start by thanking all of my returning subscribers for spending some time with me today. And if you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you. In today's video, I am going to be sharing my big horizontal planner, which I am using to learn hand lettering. And in this video, I will be walking through my after the pen for the first quarter of 2023 so I can share my progress and how I'm doing with learning hand lettering this year. So if you like to join for this flip through and see my progress, then definitely keep on watching and let's get started. Okay, so just a little bit of background on what I'm getting ready to walk through. So number one, I've always wanted to learn how to hand letter. I see so many, gorgeous planners out there with just beautiful hand lettering, and I always have wanted to do that. So one of my goals for this year was to learn hand lettering. And so what I'm using is a playlist course by JLB Crafts, and I have her entire playlist listed down in the description box below. It is completely free, and she kind of walks through how to learn how to hand letter. A couple of years ago, the Happy Planner came out with a lettering planner, and it kind of gave some instructions on how to letter each alphabet. But she just really has taken it up a notch and is very easy to kind of follow along and learn the technique. And she goes over a lot around different brush pens and brands and how to select the different pens. And then along with that, kind of technique and all those kinds of things. And the most, I think, useful thing out of her course, in addition to her videos, is she comes up with words, everyday words to learn each month. And through that, you're able to not just practice individual letters, but build words and do it in a much more efficient way. So by the time this year is up, I will have had a lot of practice under my belt and have learned, how to hand letter lots and lots of different words. So I did not get the Happy Planner, the lettering one. One of the things that she said is any big horizontal planner pretty much will work, and you don't even have to use a planner. You can just use a regular piece of paper, but the most important thing is being able to have the brush pens. And I will have another video that I'll be sharing all the brush pens that I've kind of purchased over the few months and how those are working out for me. But I love this planner so much. This was one of the ones that came out. This might have been as part of the fall release, The Future Begins Now. And I just love how it is kind of black and white and gold. And it's 12 months, I believe. And so that's what I'm using. But again, any planner that you have that is big size will definitely work. But for each month, what I've done is I've taken her Big Love Letters Challenge page, and she has this for the entire year posted on her Instagram page, again, from Judy from JLB Crafts. And so what I did was I just went through, while this is from 2022, I'm using the same setup, the same order, everything that she has for 2023. I believe she first did this challenge in 2021, and then again in 2022. But then for this year, she's doing something a little bit different with just hand lettering, like different quotes and so forth. So this is what I'm using. So again, if you have Instagram, you can just go over to her account and look for the Big Love Letters Challenge, and you can download and print off. I just did this on regular printer paper, and I punched it and I put it in for each month so I would know exactly what I was practicing for that month. And so then moving in, so you have again the letters that you're learning. So starting with the letter O, and then C, and then E, I, and so on, A. And all of these letters, like based off of the strokes, they kind of build on each other. So just for starting with my very first week that you see here, is you start with just kind of learning, kind of building that muscle memory for how to do hand lettering strokes. So your upstroke, your downstroke, and your curves and so forth. And that's what you're really learning. And very similar to how her planner is set up. You all know I love my florals, so pretty much what I do each week is I have, florals down the center and across this the top of the page, and then the rest of the page I'm really keeping completely open because that is my writing space for practicing. So no other decoration beyond that, but I think it works out well. And then just some washi going down the side of each page. Again, just giving it a little bit of a decorative touch. And so this was just, very first week one, and learning about the O's and C's. And this was really pretty. And then, as I said, each week you kind of add on a letter and you write in words, and the words that she chooses are words using the previous letters that you have already learned. So that works out really well because you're continuously practicing. So this was learning the letter E, and then learning the letter I. And I feel like by this point, definitely starting to, really get the hang of things. And for every single week before she introduces the new letter, you always do some like warm up practice. And so that's typically what I use, this notes box down here at the bottom, just again to practice my upstrokes and downstrokes. When you go up, you go light pressure, and then when you go downstroke, it's a heavier pressure. And so that's that week. And then really pretty purples and blues. And then that was the first month for January. And then moving into February, so learned the T, U, W, and then words using all of those letters. So I love just how bright this page came out. And again, really just getting the hang of everything, but really loving how, it is coming together. And this is something I typically do on Sundays, just having a little bit of quiet time to myself and kind of practicing this. It's actually quite relaxing. And as I said, just something really fun that I wanted to learn how to do this year. So this is learning the U's this week. And then learning W, which definitely took some practice to figure out, she shows different variations of how you can do each letter. So here I was trying to figure out, do I like it without the loop or with the loop at the end? And kind of just figuring out, my style and so forth. And I think that's the other thing about hand lettering. You really can be very creative on how you want, your font to look, so to speak. So this came out really well. I think this was for Valentine's week. So just kind of the different reds and pinks. And then this week was more practice of just W's and the other letters that we've learned thus far. And that's the end of February. And then moving into March, here we learn M, N, V, L, and B. And so going into this month, again, you have your M's, and I was trying to figure out, do I like it kind of looped down or, kind of staying more on all the same lines. So, you just really can experiment with it and figure out what looks good to you. So this was March with the blue and orange. And then these really pretty florals here as well. I tried to match up the pens. I have a lot of the colored brush pens as best as I can. And honestly, every week just always seems to look good, especially seeing it all filled in. So this was learning N. And then this was learning V, very similar to the W. And then finally, we're moving into learning the L. And I love just how these florals and these colors look. It's so pretty. So learning L. And again, building on the letters that you already have learned. And then this was learning the B, which I think so far out of all the letters, this is the one that I have found to be the most challenging. So definitely still lots of practice, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. And that's the end of March. So that is Q1, the first quarter of January, February, March of 2023 of what I'm learning in hand lettering. So definitely, let me know what you think down below. And if you know how to hand letter or if you're practicing this year, definitely leave me a comment. As I said, I'm finding this a lot of fun and just, another creative outlet for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.